this teddygaming team. Welcome back to another review on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tmnt, the Lost Ronin 2 Re-Evolution, issue number 2. And yeah, this one was, I mean, I've read this issue over like a few days, so some of it's been like split up with my memory and all that. So I think this issue was pretty decent. It set up a lot of stuff for the future with a city gang war, Turtles having powers, and also the Futuretoid is alive but in a computer. Yeah. So, yeah, okay, so this one, I'm not too sure where to really begin because a lot of stuff really happens in this issue, but at the same time, it doesn't really feel like there's a lot that's happening, and again, it feels like, just like with the last issue, a lot of stuff in this one is being set up for the future for the series, which it can be good for those reasons, so that they are setting things up for the future, but at the same time, it feels like some parts are being like really rushed, some parts are being slowed down. It feels like this issue has like a really bad pacing problem, where it wants you to like spend time with like April and like Futuretoid, like wondering if maybe they made the right decision about turtles, but then on the other hand we got the city war thing and just like the speed through that, and yeah, it's just a weirdly paced issue. So I feel like this issue, like this whole story, no, this whole series has a whole pace change, I would say, to actually make it like pretty decent. So yeah, okay, so with the like first part of the story, we do get to see they do take Odin, they bring him back to April's lab, and she starts to do some tests on him, and she goes into a secret bunker to talk to the Futuretoid about the past, whether or not making the new Turtles was good, playing with God and stuff like that. And with this bit, I did find it to be quite interesting because it was a lot of stuff of like, oh, well, you did this, but maybe you shouldn't have, and maybe if you did this and that kind of thing. And then also like wondering about the existence of Turtles, but like the original Turtles, if they were like removed from the timeline, maybe things would be like so like completely different. It was like, a lot of that kind of stuff, which I do find to be quite interesting, but at the same time, I do feel like because I don't know, I feel like because the way that they set things up within like this little story bit here was asking, oh yeah, well, you know, you played good, and at the time I was wondering if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but then, you know, they were talking about that from the past, and we've already seen about that kind of thing, so I think that this whole subplot would have been better had this bit been like not in the future and know like the outcome of everything more or less. So it's a weird kind of situation. I think that had this bit been like put, you know, as like a flashback bit, like showing like April's decision to make him the Turtles and what she's done to them, I feel like that would have worked a lot better, because it feels like, I told you so, something's gonna go wrong and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we did get to see a different outcome with the Futuretoid, which I was pretty fascinated by, because in this timeline, turns out Futuretoid was not on the Hunib, he was on Earth, and yeah, I mean, well, I believe so, if that's what I'm going off by from these images. And when Someone found him, the Turtles found them, and then all that kind of stuff, and with this, I mean, that is so great. I mean, I really do hope we do get to see a lot more of this, where they do explore like their previous Turtle lives, but like change things up a little bit, because like I'm like looking from like the last issue, and we did get to see like the origins of everything with the Turtles, the whole stuff with the Foot Clan, stuff like that. That felt like very forced in a way, and it felt like very unnecessary, and not much was really changed all too much. But I've seen stuff like this where, you know, we've got Futuretoid on Earth for the first time and all that. It's like so exciting to see a whole new like timeline, and I really hope we do get to see a lot more of this going in like forward in the future, where we do get to see, I'm not too sure who else we can like see, like, I mean, I don't know, like maybe still like Leatherhead on Earth, we've got like Triceratons, or, you know, just change the timeline up, but just have fun with it, just screw things up. So yeah, so then also to have like a side plot, or just the mayor doesn't want the resistance being battles, and cases are like, yeah, no, we're gonna do anything. And then we also got a gang war between two gangs, they started exploding stuff. We got the Turtles, they come in with new face masks, which is yeah, kind of cool. I do find it weird, however, like cases like, yeah, like, you know, I mean, just like, you know, like, just cover up your faces. She doesn't think to cover up the bodies, you know, one thing which will actually make people realise that they're not human. Yep, okay, moving on. But, yeah, so then for the final battle bit, which I was enjoying, I think. I don't know, it's really hard to tell because, like, with this battle, it's like halfway through the battle, and it was kind of short. But I do get to see Odin. He uses his powers to just, like, knock someone out. I mean, if anything, he might have killed someone, so maybe that's a good thing. But we do get to see Odin. No, God. And we do get to see Yi. She has electric powers, and I mean, I'm not sure if I'd put put electric powers with Yi, but I'm really curious to see like where this is gonna go. Like, just because like if we're gonna give Autos new powers and all that, I'm very curious to see what we're gonna be doing next. And yeah, I mean, Yi with electric. I mean, or maybe it could work with all the like technology kind of thing. I don't know. I'm looking forward to this because I think there's so much potential and so much fun possibilities to do this. And I don't know, because maybe it might take away from the whole ninja aspect of the turtles. I don't know how to really feel about this. I think it's going to be something which we're going to have to wait and see if it does actually play out quite good or if it's going to be kind of crap or what. But yeah, so overall with this issue, it was, like I said before, I feel like this issue has a really bad pacing problem. And I do think like there is like a generally good story in this one, and I feel like there's also like good moments in this one, but I do feel like some stuff is just placed wrong, and also not to mention just like with the last Ronin and Lost Years, where stuff is just really like poorly paced. This issue is like no exception to that, and I do feel like some parts which just like with the April and talking to Fishtoid was like an interesting scene. Maybe gone on a little bit too long compared to other scenes which maybe could have been used to have like more like screen time and stuff like that. But then when you do combine that with just a weirdly paced kind of scene with just like, you know, we just got like a whole like story bit like, oh, well, you know, I told you so that something was going to go wrong, and just felt like, yeah, okay, so what? I feel like that kind of stuff could have been done as a flashback, but overall, it was a pretty decent issue. And it has set up a lot more questions. I'm looking forward to the rest of it. I think, yeah. I mean, Yi's got powers. That's great. So yeah, it's just, I feel like this is going to be a weird issue to like really look back on, because I think depending on what they do next will really depend if this issue is actually a really good one or was it set up for something much worse. So yeah. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this issue? Do you like it? Do you not? And yeah, that's game for today, guys. If it doesn't, please share, let's subscribe and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.